ahead and get right into it. So as the title suggests, this is a standing workout, so the warm-up is gonna be standing as well. So we're gonna go ahead and come into a nice tall stance. We're gonna go ahead and bring your arms into a T position. Now for the feet, we're gonna have a nice hip distance apart. We're gonna go ahead and inhale in the center and then exhale as we rotate to the back. Now if you have limited space like I do, you might hit your wall, totally fine, but try and keep those arms in a T position. You can step forward and then twist to the other side, alternating sides. Exhaling here in the twist. Inhale back into center. The main focus here is as we're twisting today, we want to make sure we're not doing this, right? We're also not bringing our back and our spine into an arch position. So we're keeping, like imagine someone has a string above your crown of the head and you're keeping your head and your eye gaze up in eye level. Nice, or to the level of the horizon, like I like to say a lot of the time since I am also a yoga instructor. So we are almost done here in this first warm-up exercise. We are stabilizing through the hips and we're only rotating through the torso, and the abdominal muscles here are transverse. Abdominus line muscles are working here. Our obliques are stabilizing today, and we are also doing this for posture. Awesome work, everyone. Let's go one more on each side. Breathing deeply here. Exhale to twist. Inhale in the center, last side. And let's go ahead and slowly bring those arms down, shimmy it out for just a second. Now we're gonna go ahead and bring your arms up into a nice extension overhead. And at the same time, we're gonna go ahead and bring our knee in, one side only. Doesn't matter which side, we're gonna do both sides anyways, alternating. We're gonna bring it in and simultaneously bring your arms into kind of like a W shape, almost like a little crunch situation. And then we're gonna bring it overhead again, inhale here, and then exhale, alternate to the other side. And if you haven't started already, we're gonna get right into it. Exhaling to bring the knee in with the elbow, and then inhale to open up. Now here, as we are coming into that center position, again, emphasis to not do this, right? We're not doing a spine workout today, but we are doing more of an abdominal engagement. So all you have to do is bring that knee in simultaneously with the arms down. You're gonna really feel that midsection working rather than focusing on bringing it in, right? Do not pull yourself forcefully to bring those elbows to meet. Just keep it nice and neutral for the spine. Nice, and you're gonna feel it all in that abdominal line in the front line here. Nice, looking good, everyone. We're gonna do 4 more on each side, alternating. Nice, looking good. Do you feel the abdominal line working yet? It's like a little tiny little heat here. Nice, looking good, everyone. Let's go ahead and do last one on each side. Breathing, and let's go ahead and slowly shimmy it out for just a second. Now we're gonna go ahead and bring your feet into a little bit wider than hip distance. Now we're gonna go ahead and fold down from those hips, so hip hinge exercise, but simultaneously we're rotating through the spine to create our activation into transverse abdominis line muscle here, as well as obliques, but also a little bit of engagement into the back. So slightly bending into the same knee that we are trying to touch all the way to the floor, or if you cannot reach all the way down to the floor, we're coming here into either grabbing a hold of your ankles, your shins, or even on your quads here. Rotating, main focus, rotate through the torso, squeeze the shoulder blades, fingertips lifted onto that one side, and then inhale back in airplane. Exhale to twist into our deep airplane here on this other side, and then inhale back into tall airplane. Nice, looking good, everyone. And again, the main focus here is to hip hinge from the waist and twist from the torso simultaneously. Nice, taking your time with this one here, no need to rush. And if any time your head and the neck does feel a little bit of tension by looking up towards your fingertips, you can feel free to look down towards your toes here, and that's gonna alleviate some of the pressure and tension that you might be feeling here. So many different variations here, but as long as you're moving and activating into the muscle groups, it's all good here. Nice, everyone. Let's do 2 more on each side right here. Beautiful work. And this is our last warm-up exercise before we get right into it. And for today's equipment, we only need one dumbbell. It could be a light dumbbell, medium, or heavy, or you can alternate between some weights. If you have the luxury of owning a couple different weights or at a gym setting, depending on the exercise. Nice. And let's go ahead and slowly come out of it. Great work, everyone. So the first exercise, we're gonna need that single dumbbell. Only a single dumbbell, doesn't matter if it's light, medium, or heavy. The first exercise today is going to be a standing rotational twist with the dumbbell in a horizontal position the whole time. We're bringing it in toward your chest the whole time. Keep it in the whole time, and then we're gonna twist. We're gonna exhale on a twist, and then we're gonna open front press at the side, and then close, bring that dumbbell back into the center, and then coming back through center, inhale here. Exhale, twist to the other side. Exhale, press. Inhale, back into center. And we're gonna keep on alternating sides here. The main focus here as we're going through is to keep a slight bend into those knees. Do not hyperextend those knees, because the moment you hyperextend, your pelvis is gonna wanna drive forward. So you wanna make sure it's slightly bent here. It doesn't have to be super bent, but the main focus here is the abdominal line here. So as we're twisting, everything should be nice and stable through the lower half. So I do not wanna see this number, right? Twisting from the pelvis, right? We're stabilizing the hip bones facing towards me and just rotating from the torso, press, back, and into center. Nice, looking good, everyone. Awesome work here. Breathing through it here. We just have last one on each side right here. Nice, and keep that spine nice, tall and lifted from the crown of the head. And let's go ahead and shimmy it down for just a second. Now we're gonna go ahead and bring that dumbbell into one side. I'm gonna start with my right hand first, and then my opposite leg is gonna be the working side. So it's gonna look like this. We're gonna go ahead and bring that dumbbell overhead. Do not move the arm, contrary to what we just did. Do not move the arm here. So this is nice and stable, and then making sure everything is nice and stable with the arm first before coming into the leg. So we're gonna go ahead and just stay on this one side, diagonal line. Left knee is gonna come in, exhale here, hold for a second, flex through the ankle and the toe, and then inhale back into tap. Now, if you wanna make this more challenging, you could just keep that leg lifted by kicking a little bit more forward, keeping that foot flexed, and then just coming into flexion for the knee, and then extension. Nice, looking good, everyone. And if any time you do find yourself a little bit more wobbly than you'd like to be, or one side can be more wobbly than the other side, you can again adjust through that weight here. You can take it down a notch. You can even do this body weight. It's still gonna be very, very challenging, but I would suggest try to lower the weight number first before coming into body weight. But if you do find yourself a little bit out of balance today, no shame. The main focus is to keep the abdominal line engaged while keeping the lat muscles, the sidelines, and the obliques engaged here. Nice, looking good, everyone. Let's do last 3 reps right here. Breathing through it here. Nice, looking good. Do you feel the heat in that front line working yet? Last one right here. And let's go ahead and slowly now switch to the other side. Perfect. Lifting through the top arm first. Make sure it's nice and stabilized first. Find that balance, and then bring the knee in. Exhale here. Inhale to either extend the legs or tap. Nice. Looking good, everyone. So this is a huge, huge, huge stability drill, but it is a very challenging exercise. Although it looks like we're barely doing anything, it's a very challenging exercise because we're not only doing a dynamic work here for the abdominal line, but we're also doing a stability component. And a lot of times, stability is what's the most challenging part for a lot of people because we don't train enough in the stability portion of working out. A lot of us, we just go, 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 do dynamic motions, which is great for exercise, but we also want to make sure we're challenging our body by incorporating stability exercise in addition to our dynamic movements. Nice. Do you feel it yet? Awesome work, everyone. Looking good. Let's do last 3 reps. Really breathing through it here. Nice. Exhale. exhale, lift. Inhale down, last one right here. Boom, and let's go ahead and slowly recover. Awesome work. Now we're gonna go ahead and come back and bring your dumbbell back into our front section, not a high above, but in front of our chest here. Now we're gonna hold the dumbbell in a vertical position. Now we're gonna go ahead and do a fun one of my favorites, OGs. We're gonna go ahead and do a now rotational. So we're gonna go ahead and come into the side. So instead of doing a lunge variation today, I usually do this when I'm in a lunge, but we're gonna keep your hip distance apart, just standing. We're gonna go ahead and inhale on the way to the bottom, and then exhaling to bring that dumbbell into a diagonal line here. Almost like you are in the middle of the forest and you're chopping down trees, right? It's called wood chopper. So it's a variation of a wood chopper, I should say. So you're chopping down trees, or whatever you wanna imagine yourself doing. But the main focus is you're holding the dumbbell in the center here, and you're not going super high up, right? I don't wanna see this number. Slight bend in those elbows here. We're gonna stop at almost like a temple level, eye level here in the diagonal. Imagine you're creating a beautiful diagonal line, like an X in the sky, except we're only doing that one side of the X before we switch to the other side of the X. Nice work, everyone. So if you're doing this properly, you should already start to feel that whole sideline and the abdominal line engaged for the transverse plane of motion. We are cutting through the transverse plane for this one. And again, keeping those pelvis nice and neutral facing towards me. Nice, looking good, everyone. Let's do last two on this side, and then we're gonna switch. Breathing, inhale down. Exhale, lift. Nice, last one right here on this side. Boom, and let's go ahead and switch to the other side. Inhale down, exhale to lift. Perfect. Now creating the other side of the X. Do you feel it yet? And if you anytime feel any tension in the back, make sure to reset, even lower the weight down, and really engage and brace the abdominal line here. So pulling that navel back towards your spine. Imagine someone has a string behind your low back and they're pulling that string behind you. So you're creating a nice, strong core bracing instead of letting that brace go, and you're gonna feel it in your low back. So again, if you feel it in your low back, reset. Make sure you're bringing that navel back towards the spine, squeeze it in, and then continue, or even lower the weight and see if that helps. But if you're doing this properly, you should already start to feel everything engaged. Now that we did that one side, this other side should be on fire. You should really start to feel that X line working and activated already. Nice, looking good, everyone. We have last two reps. Breathing, exhale, lift. Inhale down, last one. Boom, and let's go ahead and slowly recover. Now, keeping your feet again in hip distance apart. We're now gonna hold the dumbbell in a horizontal position. Now we're gonna create beautiful figure eight. So it's gonna look like this. We're gonna do kind of like what we just did, but in the air. We're creating one X down from the left to the right, or the right to the left, whichever side you're starting with, and then bringing it up, and then creating the other side up, down motion, figure eight. So imagine you're creating a beautiful line of an X or an 8. So it's literally an 8, figure 8 in the air. Or a lot of the times I like to say X because sometimes it's a little bit easier to visualize. So creating and chopping an X in the sky. And keep those arms now up and lifted instead of bringing it down like we just did in the wood chopper. It's a little bit different, right? We're still keeping those elbows nice and high for this one. And then making sure, again, you're really squeezing the navel back behind you. And now not only are we gonna feel it intensely in the abdominal line, we're doing a little tiny bit of arms today, just for stability and to make this a little bit more challenging today. Nice work, everyone. Keep breathing through it. Keep on creating the beautiful X's or the figure eights in the air. Nice. Let's do last one on each side right here. Nice, and let's go ahead and slowly recover. Shimmy it out for just a second. We are coming up in one of our last finale exercises here. So do not quit on me yet. We're finishing off right here. So we're gonna go ahead and now bring your dumbbell back into our beautiful horizontal position. And we're gonna go ahead and come into now your knees working. So what it's gonna look like is you're gonna keep your arms nice and stable here. Now we're gonna go ahead and alternate sides. One knee is gonna drive in, exhale here, and then kick. Imagine you have an imaginary door in front of you. Kick that imaginary locked door in front of you from the heel, and then bring it back in, tap down, switch sides. Exhale, bring the knee in, kick, open, and then inhale, tap back down. All right, and if you wanna make this challenging, you can just take the pace a little bit faster, right? But again, no shame in taking it nice, slow and controlled, but if you wanna take it faster, you can, but make sure it's controlled still, right? And here we're working now into the lower abdominal line. Yes, our mid abdominal is stabilizing, but now you're gonna feel it in this little cut area of the low abdominal line. So by creating this nice stability and hold at the top, when the knee drives in, you're gonna really start to feel your low abdominals working, even though your mid abdominals are holding everything with the dumbbell up top, with the upper abdominal line. Nice, looking good, everyone. Keep breathing through and try to keep your hips as stable as you possibly can. I don't wanna see this number, right? We're not doing this, right? Keeping everything nice and tall as much as you can. Your hips will shift a little bit, but the main focus here is to really focus on squeezing your glutes together, to really focusing on stabilizing through the hips and not dynamically move them side to side. Nice. Looking good, everyone. Let's focus on really good quality repetitions here. Last one on each side. You got it. Breathing through. We're almost done. Do not quit on me yet. Boom. And let's go ahead and slowly recover. All right, we are here at the last final move of the day. One of my favorites here. We're gonna go ahead and come into a little bit wider for hip distance apart. We're gonna go ahead and now bring your dumbbell into horizontal position. We're creating a nice, beautiful line like we just did for wood choppers, except now we're holding it in the horizontal. And we're gonna go ahead and bring the knee drive, and we're gonna go ahead and cut through with the knee now bent. We're gonna do like a elevated variation of a wood chopper. Hold it here for a second and then bring it up. You can even keep the heel lifted here, or you can plant down if you wanna reset every time, but heel up, toe down, and then coming into our side abdominal engagement with the mid and transverse abdominis line. Nice. If you haven't already, we're starting right here. Again, this is our last and final move of the day. So really taking your breath here, breathing through any potential areas of difficulty and getting through it. Nice, looking good, everyone. We just have last 4 more reps right here. Do you feel your abdominal line working yet? Should feel so, so good and heated here. Last one on this side. Boom, exhale. And let's go ahead and switch sides. You already know the drill. We're getting right into it right here. Do not quit on me yet. We're almost done. What we did on one side, we gotta finish it off on the other side. Main thing here is to keep your elbows still nice and bent. Right, as we get tight, you're gonna wanna do this number. Do not hunch your shoulders back. Squeeze those shoulder blades behind you, keeping the crown of the head nice, tall, and lifted, and just moving through the diagonal line right here. Nice work, everyone. We have last 2 more reps. Breathe through it. I know it's challenging. Last one, boom. And let's go ahead and recover. Nice work, everyone. We are done. If you need to hop off, feel free to hop off now. But for my friends who want to join in the cool down, we're right here. We're bringing those arms interlaced behind you. And slowly, slowly, you can even stay here in the standing with the arms interlaced behind you, open through the chest. Or if you want to incorporate a little bit more of a whole back posterior chain, stretch and release, bringing the interlaced hands overhead, up towards the sky, bending through the hips, and releasing your head and the neck down towards the earth, keeping your head nice and heavy here. You can even close the eyes if that feels comfortable. Nice deep inhale through the nose, and deep exhalation out through the mouth here. You can even move your hips side to side. Even if you are up here and holding in the stretch here, you can move your hips side to side and just really feel the release on the sidelines and the back. Nice. And of course the front. You're gonna feel it all here in the front line. Nice. Looking good. Last cycle of breath here before we switch to the next stretch. And on your next exhalation, let's go ahead and release those hands behind you. And let's go ahead and bring your arms overhead and interlace them. Now let's go ahead and bend on one side. Doesn't matter left or right. Bend and stretch to one side. Really releasing through the top line here of the lat muscles, the sidelines, all that good stuff, all the way from the fingertips down towards our hips. Nice. Looking good, everyone. You can even close the eyes here if that feels so good today. And really just actively pressing the interlace of the hands to that one side and away from the side that we're actively stretching here. Nice. And let's go ahead and slowly now switch to the other side. Really deeply releasing through now the opposite side. Really taking a nice moment for yourself, a release. Breathing into potential areas of tension, deeper into those areas. You might find that one side can be a little bit tighter than the other side, which is no worries at all. Just noticing any potential areas of differences, not judging your sensations, but just noticing the awareness between the sides. Awesome work, everyone. Last few moments here on this side. Breathing. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and slowly now uninterlace those hands. And we're gonna go ahead and bring now the interlace in front of us, and we're gonna simultaneously bring the upper back into nice release and stretch, bringing your feet into hip distance now and lean forward. So we're now stretching into the back of the neck, back, upper back, into the arms a little bit, and now we're bringing now the abdominal line behind you, so we're really focusing on engaging and releasing through the upper back, the arms that we worked, and in support of our abdominal line today. Worked so hard, and also the neck. The neck should feel so nice by looking down, releasing any potential areas of tension here. Beautiful work, everyone. Last few moments right here. Last opportunity to get a little bit deeper into this forward stretch. Beautiful. And let's go ahead and slowly now come out of it. Thank you so much for joining the standing abdominal workout. I hope that y'all enjoyed it. If y'all liked it, make sure to give this video a thumbs up. And until the next one, if y'all have been following this series, y'all already know the drill. I will see y'all for the finale, day 7. Have a wonderful day. Bye, y'all.